afternoon. Whoops, I was supposed to sort of press both at the same time. For some reason that didn't quite go for any. It's good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast. With me, your host, Imperial Dane, Master of Propaganda, here of Reich, Defender of the Fatherland. In the northern half of the map, we got here Shogun Cho fighting for the Wehrmacht, Deutschland, Reich. Taking on the role here of the 2nd Panzerdivision going up versus in the south bar, noting here, immediate choice of assault support versus Richard, fighting here for the United States of America for the 3rd Armored Division with Airborne, Armor, and Mechanized Company with bulletins here for infantry, whereas Shogun's actually got 3 Panther bulletins for increased armor, leading almost 10% extra armor. Almost. Pioneer MD-42 Grenadiers there, pretty standard stuff from Shogun Cho. Similarly for Asbach, it's just riflemen, more riflemen. Both players sort of going to switch players that can towards their respective few points closest to them, with some units probably being sort of dispatched more towards the centres, call that part of the map as well. The only sort of thing that stands out here is basically Shogun Cho's immediate choice of assault support. Bit of a more rarely seen doctrine, but I have heard rumours it is making a bit of a comeback as of late. Does open up here to the officer, which is always quite handy with infantry and other units. The over blitz, strafing runs, fragmentation bombing runs, and of course the Tiger tank. So an interesting choice there from Shogun Cho. Of course the question will be how will he actually manage to utilise it. One hopes that he might actually use the artillery field officer, which you do feel like is a rather underutilised unit by many German player, despite having quite a few good functionalities. Concentrated fire, in particular with veterans of fleet, is very potent, and overall being able to drop down smoke for example is quite neat and quite handy. And I mean, some players make really good use of the officer in conjunction with the Panzerwerfer, which really then just allows you to just keep blasting away with it. Pushing forward here, trying to secure the centre with the MG-42 Grenadiers. Slow movement here. So far, no engagements. Asbach sort of slowly approaching. A bit more of a fanned out approach so far. MG-42 setting up here. Not a bad position. They might want to consider a barbed wire to make it a bit harder to rush. For example, around here's a bit of a blind spot, so a bit of barbed wire here, for example, can do a lot to sort of make this MG-42 a lot more defensible in this position. Just more Grenadiers, more riflemen. We are holding up here, just looking for any crowds moving about. I think it's just into the rifleman leading the way, MG-42 bursting away, MG-1200 rounds per minute there, going after the rifleman there, go quickly into the church. Grenadiers opening up as well. Meanwhile we got riflemen up engaging the pioneers. In fact his fuel point is very lightly guarded here, a bit risky there for Shogun Cho if Richard decides to make a direct push forward. More Grenadiers on the way for Shogun. Riflemen falling back, they're desperately trying to escape, throwing themselves over the fences, trying not to get caught on them. And you've actually falling back here, perhaps worried about something, or he has some plans, who knows. Grenadiers looks, perhaps he's hoping to occupy the church, or he might be moving up his support, in fact, the west side there, though it's a bit of a risky manoeuvre there, since there's no real support for the MG-42. One wrong move and he could end up handing it over to the opponent, at least before it's retreated. Meanwhile, fighting here continues as well, or begins and concludes rapidly. Grenadiers are overwhelming the rear echelons. MG-42 sneaking up here. Riflemen is seemingly occupied by the Grenadiers, allowing the MG-42 a chance to deal with the riflemen there and protect the fuel point. But at the same time, Shogun Cho is taking no chances here and acting reinforcing further Grenadiers, and he's getting a 4th squad there. Richard, on the other hand, is actually taking up pretty rapidly, going straight for the lieutenant and not going for too heavy an infantry presence. Which overall means that Richard here will actually have the tech advantage of Shogun Cho, who will, on the other hand, have gone for a heavy tier 1 versus opponent. And as the Wehrmacht, going for heavy tier 1 versus the Americans, I tend to find is always a risky proposition if your opponent then goes to the lieutenant and that way rapidly hits you with a lot of firepower, including M20s or half-track, but also 50 calibers. So this could end up having a few troubles there for Shogun. There we go, force away there. Grenadiers dying by the church, but finding no peace. No sanctuary point there being grabbed, making some progress there. Victory points, slight advantage there to Shogun for the moment. Of course Richard could change that any moment now. And there we go, we got the lieutenant out here to support the front line chaps with his BAR and Thompson submachine gun. And you've got 2 much transferred up here around here, of course moving back towards the centre. Nothing further going on, but there we go. We actually go straight for the air half-tech, going for a lot heavier firepower there, plus suppressive firepower. Nice little combo there for Richard, but of course a bit fuel intensive. So of course it's vital to keep in mind. Grenadiers there, moving up. MG42 taking back here to the house it previously occupied. Finding things where they were previously, as they were supposed to. Shogun has to go, so going for the like to make another company. He's not going to be completely caught off guard here by Richard and his so far aggressive move in terms of attack. But there's certainly every chance of things going wrong here. Lieutenant take got position in the church, finding out an MG42 which is responding back. Rifleman dealing with the Grenadiers there. Rifleman I think could work out quite nicely for Shogun. And that of course mean perhaps he could also consider, instead of going for 4 Grenadiers, going for 3 Grenadiers and an officer. That could have been, I think, a very good combo as well there for Shogun, in particular, then work for the officer with the Grenadiers, boosting them here and there, or for that matter the MG42. But there you go, Rifleman flies through the air, and there you go, wipes the entire side of the building. Every man died there, except for poor Joey, who might still end up quite dead as he tries to retreat. There we go, right in front of the MG42. No mercy shown by the gunners. Feldwebel Heinz just cut him down. But there we go, we got the no, that's the ambulance. The M15A1 is there actually. That's a bit awkward. But there we go, ramming, and we got Airborne for Richard. Could go Pathfinders, 50 calibers, paratroopers, also has the ability to drop in anti-tank gun. For example, he's planning actually to go for Lieutenant and then straight into Major and Sherman, so that does give Richard some flexibility actually, depending on how he plays things up. But he needs to do something out of the infantry because losing a rapid squad this early on is going to hurt him. But he's got the air to add some further punch here to the deliberation, to the situation. It's in rounds. Ooh, getting off some good hits there, finishing the belt there, and actually forcing the air half to pull back there. That was some surprisingly lucky timing there for Shogun, but rather close to head. Richard just decided to wait a bit longer for some. He could just gotten away with it more easily, but oh well. Telemines down here. Shogun taking no chance then, of course, with the arrival of the air half track. Otherwise, he's actually controlling most of the map now. He's almost got both viewpoints there fully under his control and connected to his headquarters, his Hauptquartier. Pack 40 on the way to help deal with the air half track. He's probably not going to go for any light vehicles. The map in particular is not going to really give scout cars sort of quite a lot of maneuver, which is what they need, versus the air half track, which can always just shred them if properly handled. So the Pack 40 is here, probably the best choice for Shogun, unless he intends to tech up rapidly, go for the next tier, and perhaps go for either a Stug or a Panzer IV, possibly an Ostwind. And there you go, Panzerabwehrkanone out, bunker up here for Shogun Cho. He isn't going to grab back the eastern viewpoint. He's also got a minesweeper here just in case, not taking his opponent lightly. No hubris there from Richard. Also noting, very early weapon rack upgrade there. He's immediately equipped his rifle with BARs, increasing their firepower as well, certainly making up for some of the earlier losses he suffered. Very nice there, very nice. Some players tend to sort of wait perhaps around the 10-minute mark before they get them, but not Richard. 50 caliber on the way there for him. Men heading towards the centre. Grenadiers step firing away. And we got the half-track in there. Also ready to sweep away any reinforcing troops there. Grenadiers found themselves severely bombarded as 13 men with the shots and 50 caliber plus regular rifle bullets just keep shattering away at the windows and the walls, the wooden cabin. Most of them could actually hit though. Seems like the gunner's a bit drunk. Got the Pack 40 there, go gets off next and hit on the M15. Going to have to fall back with that unless he of course intends to just have it blown up. Enoch got another flank here, Lieutenant moving up now. Grenadiers in a pretty bad position, Pack 40 also falls back. Shogun is quick to do that. We got Grenadiers, MG42 moving up. I don't think we're seeing any upgrades for the Grenadiers though. No light machine guns as of yet, no increased firepower there. Pioneers fighting down south, no flamethrowers, but there you go versus Reasons with a minesweeper. That's not much of a threat there though. The M1 carbines are doing a bit of nasty damage there. Lieutenant moving ahead, Grenadiers need to fall back. Pioneers are in fact losing out here. Probably of course they're veterans one, which does mean they have accuracy, so there we go. Shogun suffering a bit of a harsh loss there in the entire Pioneer team, replacing them pretty quickly. Moving up close within range of the Lieutenant and friends there, perhaps not the wisest idea due to the present course of the Thompson BAR. Oh, wiped another rifle squad and a BAR drop there. Half-track forced to fall back again due to another pack hit, but that's definitely going to hurt Richard. It's 2 rifle squads and a BAR now lost here to Shogun Cho and the Wehrmacht. And there we go, we got Pathfinders out here for Richard. Some scope rifles, some marksmen to deal with the Krauts, which is primarily what the Americans had. The Americans didn't really have any snipers in the Second World War. Fun fact there. replacement pioneers almost done. Rifleman there. Decent hit down their 50 caliber machine gun, but not enough to force them out. So the first light machine gun in the hands of Shogun Cho's men is a BAR. That's a bit awkward. Well, on the other hand, Richard's made good progress around the fuel points that way, denying Shogun Cho cross fuel, ensuring also he gets more fuel, allowing him to perhaps take up more aggressively. In fact, is he taking up there? No, not yet. Meanwhile, half-track continues to look for easy targets to murder, to end. Getting also some excellent hits on the Grenadiers. Shattering poor Jürgen. Briefly considering some riflemen, or does he have something else in mind? Perhaps some paratroopers now? One on the first to save the day here, riflemen engaging the Grenadiers. Single BAR though, but still that's quite handy. Oh, rifleman dodges it quite well there, in fact. Sending the Grenadiers running, half-tracking up here as well. Richard is quite on the counter-offensive again versus Cho, who's yet to regain any of his fuel points. A bit dangerous there, but he is taking up. He's got the support armor co-op, so he could either go for the Stuka Ostwind or try for the Panzer IV.
The enemy is attacked. The enemy has driven a wedge in our lines.
Though important to note, he is yet to activate users docks, and there's been no officer, and neither has to been say an Opel Blitz supply truck there to sort of help with things. Paratroopers setting ahead. Not paratroopers, pathfinders. Looking for a path, and so far has found one very lightly guarded. Germans retaking the southern fuel point for Deutschland, for the Reich. Up north, the American air half-track continues to swing away at Shogun's men. In the centre, troops reinforcing, but there's still no sign of any upgrades here for Shogun Cho's men.
Listen up.
Do the Pathfinders, by the way, have any BARs? Yes, indeed, he has upgraded them there with at least one BAR. And we got paratroops inbound there for Richard as well. Screaming Eagles inbound. Nice drop zone there. A bit close to the tree line there, to the foliage. Pioneers setting up, pack forward here. Grenadiers bring up the west. We do finally have some light machine guns up there for Shogun's men. His Grenadier. Now further Grenadiers are running to the air. Half-track got Lieutenant following up as well, getting suppressed there for the dual 50 calibers. We've got the Lieutenant moving up here as well. A lot of damage to the Grenadiers. Riesen's also opening up the retreat path. 50 caliber here in the nice dominating position. Again, consider some barbed wire to make it harder to rush for the enemy. Ostwind on the way for Shogun Cho. Flak Panzer. Grenadiers sent running. And there we go, we got the Opel Blitz cargo truck out there for Shogun Cho, late war measure to sort of, well, I think actually mid-war measure to help deal with the logistical system, which was actually quite a mess due to all the many trucks the Germans had to utilise. So they went for sort of a more standardised design. That was the Opel Blitz, I believe. M42, there's Pathfinders holding out alright, but here we go, we got paratroops and we got Thompson submachine guns quickly tearing through the Grenadiers, ending half a unit in a matter of moments with swift and merciless fire. It's only also on a map like Simwask, where the quarters are closer, the Thompson submachine guns in particular combined with tactical assault can be quite handy. So overall I think that's a pretty good choice there for Richard. Pack 4 leading on down by the rifleman. We've got Grenadiers bringing up with their own light machine gun, going to try and hold the rifleman here. Paratroopers going to flank in, and there you go, Pack 40 cleared out. Bad news for Shogun Cho, and there could be further bad news there. They're going to get one fact, then caught a negative coming. There you go, Paratroopers A half track. No tactical assault, perhaps a missed opportunity I think there by Richard. Allowing the last Grenadiers to get out, but we got the Flak Panzer IV Ostwind arriving. Ready to strike fear into the hearts of the Americans. Lieutenant Otto Weber moving ahead there. Saying strange to the riflemen and sending them running. Probably going to get a wipe there. Meanwhile, Grenadiers getting suppressed, getting slaughtered, absolutely massacred. Wipe there. Brutal loss there for Shogun Cho. Ostwind continues into the base, though, after having wiped a unit. He's going straight into the base. The base raid by Shogun Cho, and he can actually get away with it since he probably has a good idea that most of the enemy's forces are actually out on the field. So quick striking could actually get some certain units, for example, the ambulance. Very cheeky move here by Shogun Cho. Very cheeky move. But in this case, not a bad one at all. But it is risky, though. It is risky. Of course, the trick is going to be getting the Ostwind back after this afterwards. They're getting some hits there, almost got the ambulance, almost. Also getting some hits there, and the Pathfinders, there we go, crashing poor Jack and Joe. Popping out the medics, at least that way, save some healing. Not a bad idea at all, though, not a bad idea at all. A lot harder to wipe out the medics than it is the ambulance. So well done there by Richard, at least managed to salvage something out of an otherwise nasty situation. About to lose the fuel point again there. Shogun Cho's going to need to have to counterattack. Some Panzer Grenadier would be a good choice, I think, though. Or the officer to support some Grenadiers there. We got troops hiding down here, and we've got an anti-tank gun being dropped in there for Richard, who of course has gone straight for the battalion command post, meaning he's skipping the caps and all that there. So going for the the airdropping in an anti-tank gun is overall a pretty good idea. To at least that way keep things decent. Otherwise he could have gone for bazookas, but of course he might have planned to save them for something else. Man engaging the Grenadiers versus paratroopers. The paratroopers actually break in this case, feeling not up to the task anymore. Got the Osprey moving in here, striking right into the flank there of Richard's position by the cut-off. Got the A half-track moving up. Right into the Ostwind. Pack 40 though, opening up the Ostwind. Heavy damage, they need to be careful at the same time. You can just sort of get past it, he might just be able to knock it out as well. And there we go, almost got the A half-track. Bypass the Pack 40 as well. Trying to turn in this case though. Oh dear, he predicted too much. Oh, over-predicted, whatever you can call that. Either way, swung the Pack too much, and there you go, almost wiped. Sherman is on the way there for Richard. He's very much risking losing the Pack 40 plus. Of course, the PA has not been secured either. Ostwind with the main gun destroyed. Can escape, blitzing away, anti-tank gun misses by a narrow margin. Ostwind successfully, though, has gotten away. Pack 40 cleared out, can be captured. There's a BAR there which can also be secured here for Deutschland. MD4 occupying the church. Pack 40 captured. 6-pounder gun falling back. No, M1 57mm, but essentially it was basically just a 6-pounder gun by another name, since the Americans realised they didn't have any guns sort of in that caliber, any sort of bigger than a 37mm, when they realised they needed bigger, and rather than making their own design, they just asked the Brits for theirs. Coming points else was going to need some repairs. And we got Panzer Grenadier there for Shogun Cho and the 2nd Panzer Division, also known as the Vienna Division, since it was basically formed from men from there. Since that was one thing about the Germans. For a large part of the wars, generally how they handled recruitment for a division was they basically sort of grabbed all the men from one local area. One division might troops, from Frankfurt or Hamburg, and so on, so on. It led to greater unit cohesion, essentially, which was rather one of the things the Germans really liked. Pretend that they're being shredded. Very good use of the incendiary rounds, again a neglected ability, but clearly not here by Shogun Cho. Timing for the mid-game analysis, counting in terms of damage. Shogun Cho's ahead kills-wise, also a bit ahead, but not too much. In terms of the army value, Shogun Cho is falling behind here. Richard's got overall in some sense a few advantages. He's got some of the more elite troops. He's got the tanks as well, so not too bad there. Points held, bit more back and forth, but now it's clearly Richard is dominating a lot more than we are seeing here. Shogun is slightly rebounding, but still there are some issues there in a sense. I do think he should try and follow up with some regular armour here now. Stukes of Panzer IV here to help deal with the Sherman would be good. More mines I think would also be good, but I also think, he's actually gone for an Opel Blitz, but more from his doctrine. For example, either another Opel Blitz or an officer. I think either of those two could do Shogun Cho, I think, a bit of good there versus the enemy. Otherwise, using the Panzer Grenadiers for some anti-infantry fighting and try to harass the other field point as well a bit there. If he can do that, I think overall he should have a sort of decent chance. And of course, as for the question of going for tier 4, he can do it, but should definitely then go for another Opel Blitz for further fuel. Perhaps set up his own fuel point for increased fuel from there. And otherwise, go straight for the face there then if he has those, and then try and play for the Panther. Otherwise, I think more infantry and perhaps another MG4 tier would do him quite good versus Richard. But Stukes and Panzer IVs I think sort of immediately is a neat choice there versus the Sherman. And otherwise what Shogun here is trying to avoid is just getting caught down in sort of meat grind and sort of try to keep himself flexible and mobile versus Richard. Of course Richard needs to do the same, but at the same time, I think a fuel cache would do him quite good. Some extra fuel there for the tanks, for the armour, and more paratroopers actually could do well, and particularly goes for more submachine guns. He could really, I think, tear up Shogun Cho in that manner here with some good paratrooper usage against his erstwhile opponent. But otherwise more aggressive Sherman tactics, 50 caliber on that would also be pretty good. Otherwise not so much a sort of say in that sense. Overall, Richard's got, I think, an overall solid force composition. He could, of course, consider throwing on some bazookas on the re-echelons for increased firepower there versus enemy armor. And that could do him quite a bit as well there. So, I mean, that is very much an option there for Richard to also consider and keep in mind. But let's return to the fight and see what happens. Mech 40 trying to escape. Austrian can't do much except fire its actual machine gun. There you go, re-echelons are on the run. And we could see a wipe there against Richard. There we go, another unit wipe. Richard has suffered quite a few wipes there. But it's quite surprising he's still in the fight here. But it certainly has, I think, hampered him at certain times there that he has to replace entire units. But he's clearly not too demoralized by it either. Otherwise you wouldn't see him keep up like this. Also, Pathfinders could consider laying down a beacon at the front line to allow his paratrooper to reinforce. So we got another paratrooper drop inbound. Another. That is 2 paratrooper squads coming in here. Dangerously close though. To a certain tree. Ah! The tree claims Timor. The German tree. The Reich tree. Already given the Knight's Cross with oak leaves, it has all claimed another pair of paratroopers' lives. So yeah, that tree has killed quite a few paratroopers by now throughout different matches. So that's a bit of a harsh loss there to Richard. Also, by the way, laying down beacons makes it safer for your attack to call down paratroopers, in particular sort of more hazardous areas where the trees are against you. So that's another reason for Richard to consider laying down beacons with his Pathfinders. And the best part of it, the beacons are free. Plus they give you sort of line of sight on the mini-maps. I mean, they're great in many ways. It's surprising not a lot more players go for them. Gunners are getting slowly cut apart here by the paratroopers, who in this case is getting them light machine guns, getting that way a mix of weaponry, which is also good. And certainly some extra suppression can always come in handy. There with their M1919 A6 light machine guns. The A6, I believe, was sort of an attempt to sort of get closer to the German MG42s by creating something that's more, you know, a bit more like them. They could sort of utilised like those spy-pod light machine guns a bit further by giving them sort of pistol grips and the likes. Grenadiers falling back, Shermans on the move, Ostman's dragging the north there, sending the paratroopers running. Looks like they might escape. Halfway to 82 by that flak pants, very good. You also got a Panzerkampfwagen out here for Shogun going force the forces in there, but lightly supported by infantry though, and he's also upgraded his Panzer Grenadiers with Panzerschrecks. Now I'm not entirely sure if that's a fully good idea. I think some regular assault rifles would have done better, but oh well. Sherman's heading forth and setting backwards. Richard there getting a second Sherman here for the 3rd Armoured. Pack 40 moving about. Panzer von Ostwind shifting about as well, giving up here, moving towards closer territory where they can manoeuvre a lot less, rather than trying to stick to the open terrain of the western part of the map, and that way trying to sort of outmanoeuvre Richard that way. Paratroop reinforcing, so we do have a beacon here above the church. Not bad, not bad. Allows them to reinforce there, always good. Pathfinder's taking a nice hit from the Panzer. We've got the Sherman up, the also got a Pack 40 firing in here. Down south, Ostwind trying to flush out the Lieutenant and friends. And Pathfinder's having weathered the storm of the Panzer IV, quick retreats. They're falling up to further support. Here we go into tank ready to block the path here, plus towards the 5th caliber in the northern house. Down south, Ostwind Grenadier support. There we go. Finally getting the Lieutenant out there. With that anti-tank support, the Sherman should have a good chance of turning things around there. Good rear hit, by the way. Good rear hit there from the Sherman. Ostwind, though, closing in eventually too there. Could get a wipe, could get a wipe. He could actually try and, I suppose, go straight for the base of his opponent again. Because right now there's a Sherman blocking his path. So unless he moves in the Panzer IV to support there. Looks like he might be playing straight into the enemy's base again. Going for some more damage, some more wipes. Victory points wise though. Shogun is struggling here versus Richard. Sherman firing around across the river there. Blitzing. Not trying to start the enemy units there, but trying to escape here. Bit risky, going to a tank and blocking the path. Sherman blocking as well, looks like. So trying to just get as much damage done there. He's trying to save the Ostwind. But I fear it is a lost cause. In fact, the Ostwind gets abandoned.
Our Panzer forces have been reduced.
Oh dear. But it looks like in this case, Richard doesn't care for it and just wrecks it. So that is a small blessing there for Shogun Cho. 5th caliber in a bit of trouble. still maintaining good map control. He's returned it, but there you go, hit from the anti-tank gun. 2 Shermans against the Panther 4. Panther 4 needs to retreat, and that is pretty damn quick. Pack 4 needs it up as well. And Shogun, I think, should consider Stuke's support. It's also got a lot of manpower. I mean, officers, more Panzer Grenadiers, or another over Blitz would I think be very good choices. Perhaps again on the fuel point, that way getting more fuel. I mean, he's looking perhaps to go for the Tiger, in which case, you know, more Ober Blitzes would do him very well in that regard then, instead of just floating all that manpower. Which doesn't exactly increase the income of fuel. It's been about 4th here, Richard on the back foot. Not a lot of territory, but he's got a lot of firepower on his men, and of course he's got more tanks. Pack 40, there we go, wiped out, the crew dead, smeared across the Pack 40 like a fine red paste. Nothing happened on the base there, looks like he's very much still intent on playing for the Tiger, wrecking the Pack 40 to ensure it doesn't fall into the hands of his opponent, and so does Richard. Both, basically, either of them didn't want the Pack 40, and he just then has to get another one. Bit of waste there for Shogun Cho. That is being assaulted by the lieutenant, almost stretching to free. Medics supporting, at least sort of watching, giving them moral support, I suppose, more than anything. Panzer Grenadier here did not amount to much. They should have probably been part of a larger assault. Instead, they just ended up being wasted against a Sherman. Also noting no upgrades here for any of the Shermans, no 50 calibers there, and another 50 caliber for Richard. So we're adding now some machine guns to help control the German infantry. Not a bad idea. Shogun Cho is still very reluctant. Oh, he's getting more Panzer Grenadiers. Oh, that's good. That's good. No, cancel them. Will then be another blitz. He's just nothing. Alright, I'll just go for the Tiger. Tiger will see me through anything. Anything. Both paratrooper squads close to T2. Panther 4 setting in. Mix of support there, but not nearby. On the other hand, there's not exactly a lot of support for the American infantry against the Panther 4, so I suppose it adds up there or evens out. Flamethrowers, and there we go. We got a strike there from the US Air Force. P-47s. Need to cover the Panther 4. Rockets flying, mostly hitting houses, but there you go. Rocket striking, hitting a few other German units. There we go. Hit on the NU-42. Panther 4 taking hits. Germans rolling through as well. Pack 40 the rate to halt the American advance alongside some Panther 4s there from the Grenadiers. There we go. Auto fires and damage an engine there of the Sherman, but we got smoke down there, so we got American infantry taking advantage of the smoke, trying to go for the CoH point. But, what is this? Rifle grenade there through the smoke. Decent hit there. Then 40's firing in. Grenadiers from exchange line of fire here. There we go. We got the other petrol squad moving up. You might want to use a suppressive fire on the Grenadiers. That would be quite handy, I think, for him, but no, just fires away. Sherman moves up as well to find a bit of fire support there. Pack 40 on the spot, and another Panzer 4 just waiting for the US Air Force to tire itself out with its flying circus up there. Panzer Grenadier moving in. Grenadiers, Pioneers, full assault here. Looks like Shogun Cho has forgotten about the entire western half of the map. But he is ever so closer to the Tiger tank, and there we go. 50 caliber laid at the outskirts of what remains of the cemetery. Quickly halts one unit there from pushing back and getting into the Panzer Grenadiers for the Panzerschrecks. They probably should not be having them moving first. They should be rather, supporting other infantry, not spearheading every effort. Can't help but wonder if the Shogun hasn't gotten the wrong idea about Panzer Grenadiers with Panzerschrecks. They don't quite work as regular Panzer Grenadiers anymore. Richard, on the other hand, is actually going for the M8 Scott there. Possibly realising, considering how Shogun Cho so far is playing, it could actually be quite handy. Plus, of course, lay down smoke, but there you go. Shogun Cho finally gets his Tiger, his Tiger arrives to fight for Germany, to slay the American, to leave them burning into tanks as they're slowly roasted alive. Panzer 4 almost ready, Gefechtsbereit. Same with the Scott almost ready to join in the fight as well, but that's going to be a bit undergunned in comparison to the Tiger. Also good move here, moving up here with the Pack 40 isn't quite prepared, it's sort of ready to deal with the centre but no flank attempts. think a bit of mistake. He's actually stopped there. Could actually probably rush the Pack 40 then cleared it out. Though he might actually then carry the Tiger and the Panzer IV, so I suppose it's not all bad there. Scott moments away from arriving. There we go. It has arrived. It has arrived.
Enemy forces
Little
are
thing that
securing
shoots
our
bits to
territory.
pieces. Paratroopers, anti-tank guns, 50 calibers, Shermans waiting, Tiger moving ahead here. Shots fired, shots bouncing, others penetrating. He needs to focus down that anti-tank gun. Instead he's focusing on the infantry, allowing his Tiger to take a lot of needless damage. Betty 2 there. I think that was a mistake in terms of priority. There you go, Panther 4 just continuing ahead. Again, no attempt at knocking out the biggest threat to his armor, which is the M1. Definitely mistake. Then 10 rounds opening a bit down the Sherman tank. Doing some very light damage as the occasional shot somehow managed to penetrate. Smoke down. Sherman pulling back. Panther fast off though. Right through the smoke, but there you go. More smoke being popped. Shots right there from the Scott as well. Tiger pursuing repairs as fast as it can. Pack 40 has been cleared out. More shots against the anti-tank, but without the armor-piercing rounds, doesn't have much of a chance there. Very close to veterans in flee actually already. And that shows all those 3 shots that Shogun provided by just, not focusing it down. Sherman trying to sneak in there, a few extra hits. German infantry collapsing there and around the center. MD-42 halted as well. Pretty bad position. I mean, right now, tactical assault, they could wipe it out, but fortunately for Shogun Cho, Richard doesn't quite seem to consider that worth using. And now Richard is getting a Jackson tank destroyer. Oh! Mine went off there on the retreat of the MD-42, almost wiped it. Tiger needs to fall back, needs to get repaired. Panther 4 trying to support. Sherman flanking in. Good penetrating hit, and then the Tiger almost got it, almost got it. Sherman almost down. Anti-tank and moving ahead. You need to get the Tiger up. He's actually laying down smoke here. I'm not sure why. I'm guessing he just feels like he shouldn't push it out. Duh! Careful. Shogun Cho needs to be careful. I think he needs to consider attacking from another angle. I mean, his axis of attack has pretty much just left him very obvious now, and that just means, of course, that Richard is about just defending this area, which would mean actually right now an attack through here instead, and right into his rear would actually do a lot more damage to Richard, rather than just keeping on sort of pushing through there. But again, it does happen for a lot of players. They tend to get a bit over-focused, they get tunnel vision, and they just continue to pushing through at one point, never considering out maneuvering out or flanking their opponent. So that's basically a bit of a danger spot there. Richard, on the other hand, has been able to sort of keep his mind on the rest of the map there, and he's denied his opponent both viewpoints again. Right now, Shogun Cho could consider supporting everything he's got there with a Stug for a bit of extra anti-tank. That would not be a bad idea. In particular, with the arrival there of the M36 Jackson tank destroyer. Mortar out actually there for Shogun Cho, not a bad idea as such. Just to feel a bit late there. And a bit exposed, to be honest. Infantry just lumping up. Going for the western viewpoint again with the MD-42. Got paratroopers ready to counterattack, but of course, the MD-42 is perhaps not something he's too keen on. Lots of smoke here, basically allowing him to successfully escape here. The Grenadiers with all their light machine guns, with all their firepower, ready to murder those Americans. Tiger being slowly repaired, no additional armor there for Shogun Cho, no Stugs, which I really think we're doing quite well here. Hunter with the moving on there, going to gain the Sherman, shots fired. Sherman missed. Those Shermans, while they are veterans, wanting to get a high rate of fire and line of sight as long as they're close to other units. Paratroops going straight for the carve point, and also frustrating Shogun Cho's use of the Opal Blitz. Very well done there. Very well done there. There we got the Tiger on the job here to assist. And once that's done, you actually need to sort of deactivate the lockdown and then activate it again, otherwise the bonus won't apply. Bit of an oddity you have to do there. Panther 4 striking for the base. 50 points less here for, or left for Shogun Cho. This is looking rather grim. Bit unfortunate, if anything, for him. He's trying to strike his opponent's base. He's perhaps hoping to conduct a bit of a soft spot maneuver there. He hits sort of a real soft spot there, forcing out Richard then to have to react to it and sort of pull back his forces from the front line. But so far, Richard doesn't seem to be taking the bait here, so essentially he can actually just get away with wiping these units, because again, as long as Richard can just hold the victory points, he can just bleed out Shogun Cho. Tiger that keeps moving about here with minimal support. Got a hit down the Sherman, could try and blitz head Pantolling in, but there he goes straight into the Sherman, plus anti-tank and Jackson. There we go, victory free M1, and there you go, Panther 4 still have health left. Not good, not good. And there you go, Sherman knocks out the Panther 4, left blazing by the roadside. Like a burning warning sign to the Germans, except they can't ever see it, so it's a bit wasted. And there you go, Tiger knocked out, and with that Shogun Cho surrenders. Game over. GG. Shogun Cho I think started out quite nicely, though I think his tier 1 was a bit too heavy. He reacted to Rich's sort of aggressive taking there quite nicely, but I think he made some mistakes there. I don't think he made use of his doctrine very well. I mean, he utilized the officer, just one overall blitz, one Tiger. Why did he go for that early for it then if he's not going to use the officer, at least more orbital blitzes? Those, for example, also no usage, for example, of strafing runs, which have also been quite helpful at times. Winning engagement, in particular versus the paratroopers, I think that could have been quite useful there for Shogun Cho. So definitely some issues there. Plus he had, I think, tendency again just sort of getting caught up in just attacking from one avenue, never sort of any deeper flanking or anything like that. He made some good moves, struggling to the enemy base, but then tried to push his luck, but I think was further than was necessary at times. Richard, I think, played rather confidently, rather solidly, made good use of paratroopers, pathfinders, anti-tank guns, machine guns, tanks, Scots, and Jackson's overall slowly but surely countering Shogun Cho and punishing him for his mistakes. Overall, very well played there. He could have benefited, I think, from some fuel casualties, but that's, I think, overall really it, sort of to really comment on here, sort of, for things that could have been done better. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed this match. I hope you learned something from it. I hope it gives you ideas for matches. If it did, why not subscribe, tell your friends, share it with everyone. If not, send in a replay and provide some feedback in the comment section. This is Imperial Engine. Cheers, thank you for watching, and hope to see you all tomorrow. Bye!